thanks to all your connects that you have.
I've been trying to get most things for a while.
I don't even believe at that point when he said, okay, this makes sense, let's do it. I actually was thinking, did he really say that?
I'm guessing till the time you guys are not imposing tariffs on each other, it's fine.
I think nothing is possible without all the support that he contributes. You just have to say that I want to do this, and I know there are 5 people who are going to stand up and say, okay, let's do it.
Hi guys, welcome to another edition of the Rangman Show. Today we have a very special guest in Sneh Koticha Contractor, who is an entrepreneur, who works with an NGO, who gives back to society, who works towards women empowerment. So she wears a lot of hats and it's a privilege to have her on the show. Hi Sneh.
Hi, Pranay. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. So how's it been coming on the Rangman Show finally?
Finally, yes. Thanks to all your connects that you have.
I'm just connected to people who have connects.
Pranay was telling me he's been trying to get this for a while, so he's finally managed to snag.
I've been trying to get most things for a while.
He did use his sister's connect to
Yes.
well then.
So Sneh, tell us about your beginnings in terms of, so you've done your 11th, 12th and then you went into BMS, but before that you've done some NGO work. So how did it all fall into place for you?
So I think it was very interesting because from the very beginning, I mean, when I was in 12th grade, I was in boarding school. We had CSR, which was compulsory, and when we went there, I think as an experience, and we were building homes, as an experience, we met this little girl who 3 days into our 1 week event that we had to build her home for. She came and handed us sweets very happily, and when we actually asked what the sweets were for, her mom came and told us that she finally could enroll in school. So when we realized that she actually couldn't go to school because she didn't have a home, and since we were building this home for them, she could now finally have a safe place to come back from school while her mom is out. That safety for a girl child means a different future.
Yeah.
Imagine she's educated, the kind of partner she can look for, or the kind of career path that she can have.
Yeah.
And generations change, when the girl in the family is educated. So that is kind of something that hit hard and hit home. So post that, I thought that, this is something really that really calls out to me and I want to do something here. So I did interview at TISS, and then I decided that maybe too soon, and wanted to study abroad, undergrad, so that my options were still open. That was in my mind, because while our background was completely business, financial services, and of course that's very important, at least to know. So I think my dad kept telling me that it's important for you to know how to manage your money. For that, you've got to have the basics in place.
Right.
You should know what the economy is talking about. You can't just jump into something like that. So then BMS happened. Even during BMS, I was tied up with this organization called Sunbeam, which actually picked up street kids, enrolled them into the BMC schools there. We took classes and taught those kids after school. We took the BMC schools, got 2 classrooms there, taught the kids so that they could come up to the BMC school, other kids level there.
Right.
So even during BMS, I kind of kept in touch with a little bit of what I wanted to do, and I think post that, of course, personal life, family, everything kind of, started demanding more time. But at every given point, I think there is always some time that you can think of something that calls out to you,
Right.
somebody who needs you.
Yeah.
So from there, we went into microfinance housing, and because at that point self-help groups became very, very powerful.
Yeah.
And since we were already working with Habitat for Humanity, building homes, making sure the homes were in the name of the women of the house, then it became important for us to make sure that they also had money to repay that loan, because Habitat for Humanity has a loan model.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a rotating loan. All the money that they get is a loan. They need to repay so that somebody else gets a home. Self-help groups started understanding how these women were so entrepreneurial that they knew exactly when they would and how they would repay that loan. So I went into Latur and I spoke to the self-help groups there. I spoke to the women. It was an eye-opener. This group of women knew. We asked her, this is the amount of loan that you're getting, how will you prepay? She said, I have so many sewing machines today. I have so many school uniform orders today. I know there are 2 more schools that I can approach. If I get these orders, this is the number of women I will take on. This is my finances. This is my order value. This is how much I need in the house, and this is how I will pay every month. So she knew her business. She knew she was going to grow it, and she had nothing. So it was very eye-opening. I was like, wow, these women are amazing.
It just helps them get their agency back a little.
Exactly.
Just a little nudge, and then they just kind of wrestle it back, their own agency.
Exactly. And they're also helping other women. She actually brought another woman with her and said she doesn't have a home today. She took us to her house. And of course, her house was not pakka. She had a kacha house. She had a kid. And she said, the day I repay my loan, you promise me that you'll give it to her. And she had also employed her.
Right.
Saying, I'm going to help you out to get that extra money because I have the order. That extra sewing machine you will use, and I will also pay you.
Very nice.
So they are also helping the other women come up in that little group. You know,
So it's almost like an ecosystem.
It's an ecosystem that the women have built to empower each other. Yeah, and that was amazing. And that was Latur. It was one of the poorest districts in the country. You know, so it was eye-opening. I mean, every part of it, every experience that I've had has been amazing and eye-opening. So that's something that always stays with me. That how do we touch somebody's life to make sure everyone can grow at some level. Post that, of course, once microfinance came into being, now that part has also grown. I'm still on the board. I think we still want to keep doing the good work, raise money so that we put it to good use. And again, it's a loan based model, so money generates money, help more people as we go along. And I think along the way JCB also happened, and then 2006 was when I was right out of college. JCB came along, and we took actually, I think my dad just took a punt on me. I don't believe that he did.
I'm sure he's not.
I don't even believe at that point when he said, okay, this makes sense, let's do it. I actually was thinking, did he really say that? I was like, wait, are you sure? I need to look up more things, I think. You're actually talking about putting money in.
Off camera, you were also telling us that he called you in for the meeting all of a sudden.
And in a meeting when you're right out of college, when somebody's actually asking your opinion, there's 2 things that happens. A, he's your father, so you want to be sure of what you're saying, and you want to make sure that, because if you say something stupid, he's going to kill you after that. And B is that there's also a lot riding on it when it's your own money that somebody's talking about, saying, okay, I'm going to back you, I'm going to put this money on what you're saying.
So perhaps I should be crucified 100 times.
but it's at that point, it was unnerving. I was 21, so it was really unnerving the fact that he actually bought what I was saying. So I think at that point we took that bet on. There was something that I think that sense of responsibility came in once he did, because after that, when I went to Canada to do my MBA, I still kept in touch. I still was going through minutes of the meetings, of the board meetings, understanding the financials, what's happening, what's not. I kept in touch with the company and nobody asked me to. It was because that I knew that this is something that sort of became my responsibility to understand and learn the business at least.
Right.
So I think that's where the journey began.
And from there, 10 years on, you become the director, right, in 2016. How was that experience?
Yeah. So that 10 years on, I think I learned a lot. I did my basics with ASK in financial services with different kinds of models. I also learned a lot when I did portfolio management because it's in-depth study of every company, right? And different services, different industries. So that kind of gave me a background as to how people were managing companies, right? Talking to managers, understanding what is actually working. Because when we are following the stock price and the stock value, you're actually understanding what people are seeing as value and what people are not seeing as value. So 2016, also when I joined the company, although I was a director, I was reporting to the CEO. I was learning, I was given charge of just building the beauty business because hair was very, very strong, but beauty was space where we still saw opportunity to grow. So I built that beauty business, learned along the way of everything, whether it was attending trainings, whether it was getting trained, new products, new services, testing. So the whole gamut. So that kind of also gave me confidence that I know more now. I know I can handle more things, from even vendor negotiations to what happens within the room, talking to people when they're having fight, talking to client complaints, dealing with clients, onwards. So that gave me a lot of strength in the fact that my understanding of the business only got stronger with that grind. When I joined in 2016, I had a 1-year-old at home. My family jumped in there also. My mom was there all the time, whether I had a nanny or not, whether I had anything. I mean, my husband post work was always there for him, whether I was late or early, or never once asked me, why do you have to travel when your kid is a year and a half. My in-laws have always been there to jump in, but I think more so with comfort factor has always been my mom, to make sure that I can leave.
Right.
It's thanks to her that I've never had a question of whether I can go to work or whether I should stop working to take care of my kid, and it's just not happening.
I think that's the thing with most moms, right?
Yeah.
Like they really stand by you in everything.
We're all lucky. Yeah, we're all lucky because without them, personal life takes a backseat. I mean, whether it's home, whether it's home cooked meals for even us, whether it's help at home, whether my house is getting cleaned or not. I mean, she goes on to that granular, for me. So it's constant, and I think she is been in my personal life. She is my rock.
So basically, you mentioned about how mums and basically family plays a role. What role does your family play in terms of running of the business? Because off the camera, we had a very interesting discussion of the big breakfast meetings that you spoke about.
I think all of us are extremely passionate about it, and in everything. I think in every walk, every part of my life, it's a village that has helped me in every way. So, like I said, I shamelessly ask all of them to pitch in wherever I need them. They all have their own work and their own jobs, and they're all, my brother's running his real estate company. My husband is with him in handling the Bangalore part of it. My sister-in-law was with PR Pandit and she was handling PR, but I've shamelessly pulled them all in, and they've graciously really stepped in and really pushed it for me. So in everything legal, my brother comes in and I pull him in and say, you understand it more. And he's 7 years younger. He still is never, it's never a question. It's my sister-in-law is here helping me out with raise. She's handling PR. She's, so she's there egging us on. She tells me, no, you have to do this interview. No, let's get you on a panel. Let's get you there. So she's always the one pushing me. Otherwise, for me, it's work. I am very, very right-brained. I am not someone who is for fronting the fact that, okay, I need to be here in marketing or I need to be seen there. But she's always been the one who's saying, no, we've got to do this. So she's always there for me. Dad, of course, has been the one person who is constantly pushing me to do better. He's like, no, this is where we need to go. Look into this, look into that. What is the company structure? Where are you going? So he's always had this vision when he pushes us and drives us to get there. And yeah, so all of us are, my husband is in everything advertising, everything marketing for us, everything from social media to how to build PR to where to go to what to see. So he's my sounding board constantly on this. My mom does all the new product trials for us. Anything new, I send mom to try it. so yeah, so our every time we're together at a meal, I mean, our everyday breakfast is either a war zone or it's extremely exciting because we're all thinking of something new, or we're bouncing ideas off of each other. So it's very interesting. In fact, our weekends off, when we are all together or on a holiday or on a weekend, we can sit up all night just discussing work, because that's where we all get most, I mean, that's where we all connect also.
It's also very fulfilling to a certain degree, where you guys come together, and as a family also, you live together, yes, but you also work together.
Yes.
So that, I think it must be very fulfilling to have that sort of a support system as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think without that, none of this was possible.
I'm guessing till the time you guys are not imposing tariffs on each other
or charging each other.
So you spoke about Raise in the conversation, and that's the brand that you guys have launched with Bounce, right?
Yes.
That's a salon chain down south. So tell us a bit about that. And perhaps that's also motivating you to elevate your everyday.
Elevate every day.
He managed a way to sneak in the tagline.
I know, and I know that my team's going to love it. Kyle is going to love it. So thanks for slipping that.
You have a new job.
Anytime. But last year, a year before last, right after COVID, we took a couple of years to stabilize all the salons. We actually launched a couple of new salons at that point, and then we really thought that what we were missing was a product line, because we knew that we have all the experts required. We have our trainers. We test new products every day globally. And we know what we need and what people need, right? So we thought we had the strength and we had to use it. So we started working on a product line. And when we launched, our only idea was that it should make a difference to somebody's life over and above what they are using now. So we didn't want to get into a regular shampoo, conditioner. We didn't want to get into what your regular products would be. We always wanted to make sure that it was something over and above what they had. So, for instance, our product which works as a conditioner is a 9-second treatment. So generally, for a conditioner to work on our hair, it's about 10-15 minutes. They say leave it on for 10 minutes. Now in a shower, nobody has time to leave it on for 10 minutes. So ours is a technology where we have created in Korea, which opens and seals the cuticle of the hair in 9 seconds.
Oh, nice.
So you just pour it on hair. It's a water-based product. When you pour it on your hair, as soon as it's with wet hair, it becomes creamy. 9 seconds, you're done, wash off, and it'll become really nice and soft and works as a conditioner. Right. Our hand cream has collagen in it, because we know that with skincare, your biggest issue is that your hands age faster than your face, because you're taking care of your face and not taking care of your hand. So simple collagen hand cream was something that we realized would really go a long way. Our aloe gel is something that when we tested it, men loved it. And we were shocked. But aftershave, for men to use that aloe gel, because it was 89% aloe rose and it's niacinamide, so it's a little bit brightening, they really loved it. They asked for more samples. So that's how we thought that we were just changing somebody's life little by little, just adding to their daily routine, and just changing the way they just took care of themselves.
So perhaps that's adding to the salon experience in a way that, like, you go to a salon, say maybe it's occasion based or maybe it's once a month, and this is like an everyday way of taking care of yourself. That's the way you want to complement each other.
We started using it in the salon, honestly, because we wanted people to experience it with us. So ideally, there is no difference between what we use in the salon and what you take home. Every brand that we have today, professional is different from a retail. These products are the same. We use the same product at the backwash. And so we want people to experience what it is. Love it first, then buy it. So that's why when Bounce and JCB came together, we have 48 doors today, and we've just put it everywhere. Another product that we launched was a pre-wash oil. In the daily routine, before, so any hair wash that you go and Bounce or JCB, they do an oil massage first for 5-10 minutes, and then they wash your hair. It does wonders to your scalp because this oil has turmeric and rosemary and all of these things, which we understand is from our kitchen. Any antiseptic first, mom puts haldi. Right?
Haldi, yes.
So if you've come with a scalp which is itchy, which is flaky, which is not great, this oil just settles that for you before you wash your hair, before shampoo dries out your scalp. So it just kind of changes in 5 minutes what you're used to.
Just one thing, I'll just go back, turn the clock back a little, because what you said of making every day a little bit better, because that's how self-care has become now. But way back when you launched in 2006, self-care was a bit of a luxury. It was a very different sort of an experience where all these salon experiences were supposed to be for celebrities and not for like regular people who would feel very awkward, like should I go, should I not go? I mean, this is very frivolous of me. So how did you how did you all sort of navigate in that particular road?
Yeah, it was. I mean, you're right. The way the industry was, it was very few players who were celebrity artists themselves and had their own salons, right? So it was, that perception was in everyone's head that salon is for occasions. Salon is a treat. It's not something that is your daily routine and requirement. It's not a need. It's not a necessity. And a third thing was that salons are expensive. Too expensive. I can't spend that much on myself. So I think we tried to break that. We tried to make sure that we educated a lot. Like, we were the first ones who came in with a consult model. So as soon as you sit on the chair, the first questions that they need to ask you is, what is your life like? What products do you use? What do you generally do? Are you working? Are you not working? Are you a student? What is your life like? And then they tell you, okay, this is the care that you do. One day to finish the surveys also. If you're getting a haircut, women mostly, we have this issue that we have a haircut which looks great in the salon. 2 days later looks like something completely different. So it was also something that we used to show them how to manage what you've done. What do you do? So we were the first ones who said home care is very important. Take the right products home, even if you're doing it at home, and come back. So we started creating these wash and blow dry packages. We started bringing them back for basic services, educating them that if you use the right heat protect, styling your hair regularly is not a problem. Globally, people are doing it, right? Why are we afraid to do it? But use the right products for it. In salon, even when we used to style, we use a lot of product. We never said it's going to be an add-on on your bill. Our only job was to make sure that the service is right. Till she washes next, the hair should remain the way she walked out today. So these are the small things that we changed. And that's when people started realizing and coming back and saying, okay, I want to be there. I mean, from that to today where we are, a lot of our clients don't buy product at all from us because they don't own a product. They only come to the salon for a wash. So from that journey to bringing, and of course, all thanks to, all the aspirational, people that we have around us, and also where the country has gone today. I think it's been a great journey.
Because self-care is now, men have gotten into self-care. Like we discuss CTM. So it's incredible. It's incredible.
You brought CTM to my notice.
But now you follow.
Yeah, but you've just given our viewers a free tutorial in a customer journey of a brand. And I think the big marketing minds do that for a fee, and we've just done it free for you guys. So, so please subscribe to the Rangman show because you'll get tutorials also. and that's a guarantee.
Also, one very interesting thing that you said, that the conversations that you build between the customer and the service giver. So that also requires some level of training for the service giver as well, that you were mentioning, right? And it becomes a sort of a therapy in a different sort of a way as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most important things that most of us miss out on. That is a soft skill, talking to a customer. Simple thing like if I'm sitting on a chair, if you're standing, I'm still looking up to you and talking up to you. If you sit down at my level and talk to me, say, can I touch your hair? Can I see what is, it's a conversation.
Right.
And suddenly that conversation gets deeper, asking them about their day, what's happening, how come I didn't see you for so long. It's also building familiarity with the client. Oh, you said you went on a holiday, how was your holiday? I mean, we saw that today everyone wants to be known, wants to be heard.
I think the word is validated.
It is validated, Bill. I think absolutely. And that kind of also changed the way customers started seeing us. From a place where they felt was very posh and very the place to be, it suddenly became also a little homely for them. So I think the softer aspects we realize is also very important for people to keep coming back. For instance, we had a gentleman who was at the top of one of the leading banks who used to visit us, and he wrote an email to the CEO, and he said that everything is great, but your coffee is crap. So, first reaction is like, really, coffee? No, everything is great. So then, why do you care about coffee? But obviously, that was part of the experience. That was something that bothered him.
Yeah.
So what we did was we put a note. We told the manager to put a note against his name. Next time he comes, go down and buy a coffee for him. So it was Bandra, luckily. So next time he came, without him asking or expecting anything, the manager put a coffee which he had bought in front of him.
Right.
This gentleman really, like you said, got validated. Yeah. Like he felt like, wow, I'm heard.
Yeah.
People respect me as a client. That day, he bought a prepaid membership card of 1 lakh.
Nice. Wow.
1 lakh. Imagine, and it's a male client. How much must he spend at any given point?
Right.
He got that because he felt validated, because he felt important. And I spent $100 on the coffee. I think most of the time it's not really everything else. It's really the softer things.
Yeah, little things. Yeah.
That makes and goes wrong. So, like I said, soft skills, and it also gave a message to the team that we take everyone seriously. You better pull your socks up.
Yeah.
If you give me any story, something will happen.
Yeah.
You better do, and client really is going to be heard. That's something that we try and continue as a culture.
Right. I think we should start offering our viewers coffee.
We might go.
Great coffee.
Yeah.
So soft skills ke baad, you also spoke about, like, off the camera, you also spoke about how you've not stopped. So you kind of your entrepreneurial journey and your helping hand, the thing that you wanted to do from the very beginning with the Habitat for Humanity thing. You have kind of fused these two things together and help set up something in Gujarat as well. Could you speak a little more about that?
So I think when you believe in something, you always find a way to think, what can I do? So while I couldn't spend as much time in Habitat, then I started thinking, what else? And we find avenues. So Gujarat, actually, my extended family runs an NGO for many, many years there. And one of their wings, I mean, they do a lot of activities, but one of their wings was about empowering women. So all the women who were actually resident in the smallest villages around Rajkot and Ahmedabad, they used to help those women get trained. So either it was in a vocation like a sewing or and so this the beauty business. So they train these women, and we give them a kit to start a salon in their homes.
Very nice.
So it kind of gives them independence. They don't have to leave the home because again we have to remember it's a village setup.
Yeah.
It's not always looked upon well, especially if it's a widow or somebody who doesn't have a partner,
Right.
to be stepping out and going to work. You know, so it kind of broke those elements, and these women started having their little salons in their homes, and we've seen those women grow. They've actually moved out of their homes on a salon, employed other women,
Right.
you know, and grow from there. So we started actually making sure that, so of course the NGO pulled in a lot. They got trainers in place, they got the women there. We also got a lot of help from a gentleman who has an academy in Ahmedabad. He helped us with hours and space. So we used his academy to train all these women. And our trainers train the trainers there.
Right.
You know, so that they can always do better.
Yeah.
What is next? How do you use, and the products that how do we help them in getting better products? Maybe getting better deals, you know, and get some of the vendors to help out and do some CSR, and actually maybe even the startup kit, if they can give them
Yeah.
free of cost, it kind of helps everyone to, you know, just make sure that we extend this program to as many as possible.
Right.
Self-care also reaches the furthest corners.
You will not believe. I mean, why is today Fair and Lovely the best and the most, you know, revenue earning segment of levers? Because everyone wants to look better.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to do better. And like you said, salons from where even the cities where the whole perception was like that has changed
Yeah.
the villages
Yeah.
also, right?
Yeah. Because social media has kind of sort of helped that. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, the girls want to go to a salon. They want to take care of themselves. They want to do their hair differently. Bridals have become amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, and even if you see the clothes, you know, it's also gone into retail. So overall, when somebody wants to look better,
Yeah.
there is no way to go but to make sure that if it's available, it's the way to go. We just have to make it available.
Which
Is a very interesting, which is a very nice thing to do, because from a business to actually giving it back to the contributing to society in a nice way, plus also riding this wave of a self-care thing, ensuring that self-care actually keeps it spreading across the country. That's an incredible thing. If you see, like, everything sort of falls into place.
I mean, honestly, lucky for us that we could get into it. You know, we have a lot of support. I mean,
Yeah.
without everyone's support, it gets very hard.
Yeah.
Just to be there to make sure that, you know, we're part of this journey.
Yeah.
But every journey takes a lot of support and
Yeah.
a lot of effort.
Like you've said, it takes a village. You've said
Takes
that
a village.
umpteen times, that it
Yeah.
takes a village. I mean,
And I stand by that. I
Yeah.
think nothing is possible without all the support that you constantly have, especially from family, from everyone who wants to has the same ideology. And
Right.
we've been lucky in that we've had people who share our ideology and also want to help us and work with us and put in the hours and put in the work.
Right.
You know, so speaking about ideologies, expansion, doing better. So what's in it for JCB going forward with bounce, with raise, with everything?
Yeah, I think even there we want to go everywhere. Like we said, we want to be and percolate everywhere in the market. I think the dream is that in the next, and I think it's not only a dream, it's something that we know is a possibility now that we can double in the next 3 years.
Ooh.
So we can double numbers in the next 3 years. I think the product business has just started. It's 3 months old, it's a baby right now. I know that, and the good thing is that the feedback is great. Clients are coming back asking for it. You know, we have great feedback, like I had from you as well. Great feedback on even packaging, marketing. So that kind of also validates us. It feels great that, you know, if people are coming back now, there's enough, you know, validation that it's a good product. We've done something right here, and now we can go bigger here. So now we're starting to go online. We're starting to reach out to outside markets.
Right.
Up until now, to give an experience, we had kept it close. We had only the JCB and Bounce salons who were offering it as an experience and selling it. But now definitely we plan to make it much larger.
Nice.
So I think we've been speaking for a good 35-40 minutes. So if there's a message that you would like to give our viewers, and possibly then we can end the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my only message to everyone is that anything that we do in life, I think there's always something that can connect us to those who need us. I think that's everywhere, and I think India is a great place there because we always find support wherever.
Yeah.
You just have to say that I want to do this, and I know there are 5 people who are going to stand up and say, okay, let's do it. And I think we're lucky in that. So any business that we did, see, we were financial services. I was with housing. We did microfinance. When I came here, I knew and I found an avenue. Okay, let's do empowerment of women somewhere. 5 people have, and we're not connected. The guys who are giving the academy don't know us.
Yeah.
But they offer it. So India is a great place in that sense where everyone
Sort of comes
finds,
together.
value in coming together and doing something.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, anything that you are doing, I think we need to keep connected with the realities, and it's only going to help us grow.
I think one thing that kind of personally, which I would take away from this is you said that shamelessly ask for help. That is something that I'm horrible at. He would know that. But I think that is when I've done that, things sort of open up in whichever way you want to.
Yeah.
So I think that is my learning from this. That just ask for it, and who knows, you might just get more than you actually asked for.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I've lived it. I know, and I'm thankful to everyone who has actually come up and supported any thought also that we've had.
Sneh, what's really beautiful is that, like, perhaps you would have got supported when you started this journey, and now you're giving back the support in terms of getting a lot of people together in this journey and making it so beautiful is like phenomenal. And I think, guys, the next time you want a salon experience, you have to go to JCB, and maybe Sneh can offer a discount.
Give you a promo code that you can put it on YouTube.
You can get the coffee of your choice. So that's
Yes.
a
We
bigger
now have
motivator to.
great coffee machines.
Yeah.
So
Super.
yes.
So it was awesome to have you on the podcast, and
Thank you guys. It was great fun.
do more with you and with the 2 other queens who would come together, and we can like get the women of Will back rolling, and that'll be awesome. So thank you for your time,
Thank you
Sneh.
so much for.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For being here.